Hey everybody, Acre of Love Homestead here. I kind of wanted to do a different video. I always do about the animals and what they're doing and what's happening on the homestead, but I thought I'd make like a little video of in the kitchen type of video. So I'm gonna make some banana bread, and then later I'm gonna show y'all what we use. I have a sealer, a can sealer. I'm gonna show y'all how what I do with that actually. So banana bread, I'm gonna try to do 3 batches, 3 loaves here, all at the same time. So we'll see how that works. So stick around and watch what happens. Right now we're melting butter. You need 8 teaspoons of butter, so that's 1 stick. It's 1 full stick of butter. It needs to be melted, room temperature melted, but I'm gonna melt mine in the microwave, just so it can make the process a little faster. Put that one in there. Ooh, that was hot, 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 hot. And then we're gonna add our next one. Yes, I've already washed my hands. I'm going to go ahead and spray my pans down. That way they're already going to be ready to be poured into. One little spray, it doesn't need a lot. Technically, that stuff's not good for you. And then you're going to need some eggs, you're going to need flour, you're going to need baking soda, and of course you're going to need your butter, and you're going to need your flour. And I just use all-purpose flour. I keep mine in this pretty fancy little jar here. I need all-purpose flour. So what you're gonna need of the flour, you're gonna need 1 1/4 cup all-purpose flour. Let me see if I can find my quart cup. Okay, got my 1/4 cup here. Wipe out. And every recipe is going to be different, so they're going to tell you do your wet ingredients first, do your dry ingredients first. I put my butter and then I do my dry ingredients, and then I just add my eggs and everything. I kind of do everything at the same time. You're also going to need bananas, so you're supposed to have 3 bananas per pan. They got to be squished up. So let's actually do the bananas right this second. I should have mashed these up before I put the butter in those bowls, but I didn't. So I just kind of pinch them, kind of make them, squishy. That way it doesn't have great big pieces in there. I'm not adding walnuts and stuff to this because I don't have any on hand at the moment. But yeah, we're just gonna do plain banana bread. You can also do sugar-free banana bread if you wanted to do that. I add sugar to mine because everybody likes it that way. Every now and then when I make my mother-in-law one, I'll do with no sugar because she doesn't need all that sugar. So, and it's not a whole bunch of sugar that you add in. Anyways, I think it's like 1 cup. Let's see, yeah, 1 cup of sugar. It's not a lot, but still. This is probably going to be a long video. And I've already got my oven preheating. I preheat mine to about 350. So you'll leave it on 350. And I usually do mine for about 45 minutes, and then I check it. You do the toothpick check, which is fine. Comes out clean, she's done. If it doesn't, you leave her in. Okay, so those 3 bananas are squished up. These 3 bananas, and these bananas are still a little green. We went grocery shopping, and this is all I had was some green ones. Usually I try to get some that are already kind of ready to eat and stuff, but these are still kind of green, but it's fine. They're gonna do the same thing as any other one. Like I said, I've already washed my hands, so no worries there. This morning I did a small video, and it was about all the fog we had got. Whoops, that'll stay down there. about all the fog and stuff we had this morning. And it's been rainy and icky here, so why not go ahead and bake some banana bread? And I'll take this to work and disperse it out at work, most likely. But yeah, like I said, this video is not just about banana bread. It's just something I kind of threw in there at the you know, whim here. But it's really about this sealer, and I'll talk to y'all more about that in just a minute. Wash my hands real good. And need to get that butter out of. Now hopefully I don't forget a step, because I did this once before and I forgot sugar in one of them. Okay. So I'm actually going to pour that on there. And I can already tell you I'm forgetting a step now. I need 3 more bananas. Okay. Because we're doing 3 batches, so I need more bananas. And all the banana peels, you get a lot of banana peels, you can make you some like some fertilizer with your banana peels. Just soak them in some vinegar or some water, or well, probably just water, not vinegar. But and it'll make its own fertilizer compost that you can pour in your plants and stuff like that. I may do that with all of these that are left over, these peelings. I made some pineapple vinegar. It's sitting over there on a shelf. I'll show y'all that here in a second. That's fairly easy. That you just, you know, get you some distilled vinegar and put you some pineapple in it and let it sit. It'll ferment on its own. If y'all can't see me very well, I'm sorry. I'm still using my phone, but here pretty soon I'm going to get me a camera or a GoPro or something. It'll be way better. Okay, now I'm going to wash my hands again. I'm going to mush those down some. Mush the bananas a little bit more, that way they're a little bit smaller and softer. So mush this down. Every bowl has butter. You gotta worry about that. You just kind of want to mush, mush, mush. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's mixed with butter, so you're just gonna mush, 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 mush. Like I say, these are kind of green, so it takes a little bit to get them good and mushed down. Same one on the second one. Mush them, mix, mush, mix. And then go to my third one, which this third one is a great big bowl. I really like this bowl. My mother-in-law gave it to me, and I really like this bowl. I wish I could find another one. It makes making banana bread way easier, because you can put a whole bunch of ingredients in this without having to worry about spillage like I think with those two. So we mix, mix, mix. We got a butter in there, we're mixing, and now I'm going to add our eggs. So this calls for 2 eggs. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way here. It's gonna call for 2 eggs each one. On one of them I'm gonna do 3, because some of our hens lay some smaller eggs. So these are farm fresh. These come from my chickens that we raise here. So they're farm fresh eggs. Within a couple of days they've been, you know, picked up from outside. So we're gonna add yolk and all. Yolk and all. That's, I'm gonna put 2 in that one, and then we'll do 2 in this one. 1, 2. And it says to beat them. I just do it in the bowl. On this one, we're gonna add 3, because these eggs are a little bit smaller than the other ones. So we're gonna add 3 to this one. And then I'll clean up my mess after I mix this. Should have got me like a little bowl to put scraps in. Just stick it in a corner. It'll be okay. All right. So I put that fork up. Let me get a fork so we can mix. I'm gonna mix those eggs in with your bananas and your butter, and then we'll get to the dry stuff. And we're almost done. One's good mixed. This one's gonna be good mixed. I never used to like banana bread as a kid. Now banana pudding, that's a totally different story. But banana bread, I never really used to like it. But now as I got older, you know, it's really good with coffee on a you know, cold winter morning, or you know, something like that. And it just tastes good. I guess they say your taste buds change every 7 years or something. I'll tell you what, mine have changed tremendously. Because there's stuff that I didn't used to like that I really like now. But okay, so now we're gonna add 1 cup of sugar to each one. Oh, I'm gonna have to get out my sugar thing. Oh yeah, definitely gonna have to get it out. Okay, so that's not quite. Okay, so 1 here. Let me get my other sugar bowl here. My fancy smancy container. Got a fancy smancy container. And pour 1 cup in this. Come on, don't clump out like that. Okay, so 1 cup in this one. It seems like a lot, trust me, but it's really not. All right, and 1 cup in this one. All right, so now we've got our eggs, we've got our sugar, we've got our our bananas, our eggs. Okay, so now you're gonna need 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I do this over the trash can, because that tends to spill everywhere. Oh, get out of here. That's a little smooth. Sorry about that. That was pretty loud. Okay, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. In each one, there's that one. I probably lose more salt than I put in there over the trash can here, but okay, and then in this one. All right. So now, and yes, I'm going by a recipe because I cannot memorize this. So we got 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Baking soda, you can get it anywhere. Dollar Tree, $1.25, Berkshire, Walmart, you know, wherever. So I'm gonna put 1 in here. I just kind of shake mine off as it comes out. 1 in here, and 1 in here. All right, baking soda. Next, you're gonna need 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. So here's our flour. Okay, we'll do 1. Come on. Come out of there, come on. You can go ahead and mix your sugar and stuff in there already as it sits if you want to. I'll probably go ahead and mix mine in, especially on those since the bowls are kind of smaller. Just go ahead and mix it in. Mix, mix, mix. Good mixed. You can also, if y'all want to make like a powdered sugar to go on top of it, y'all can do that. That's really good. All right. Now, on the next part, we're going to use my whisk because it gets thick. All right, whoops. So that's, okay, we'll call it 1. That's 1. I didn't know if that big one would fit in here or not. 1 1/4 in this one. So we're going to go ahead and do our quarters. 1/4. And like I said, this is all-purpose flour. 1/4. And then, let's see. Nope. The big one won't fit, so we got to pour it. Come on. You know what? I'm going to get smart here. And you don't want to really pack it down in your... Don't pack it down. Just kind of leave it loose. You don't want your banana bread tasting like nothing but flour. Okay, almost there, almost there. And just kind of, and then there you go. All right, so now at this point, get that out of there. We are going to mix with a whisk. Now you can do this with a hand mixer and stuff like that. I didn't feel like digging mine out. Whoops, so I'm just going to mix. Now be careful, because if you're just hand mixing, flour tends to go everywhere. But that's okay too. I'm gonna say, at this point, if you had walnuts or pecans, or, you know, I've done banana bread with chocolate chips, strawberries, you would do it at the last point of everything being mixed together. You would add everything together at that point. At today, I'm not gonna put any extra stuff in there, because like I said, I'm taking them to work, so I just kind of want them to be plain Jane, you know. Some people probably could be allergic to pecans and walnuts, and, you know, you never know. And this is why I don't like mixing in these tiny bowls, because it does not mix how I want it to. So I'm going to pour this one in one of my pans and then move stuff over. And these little loaf pans, you can literally pick them up at Dollar Tree. They're $1.25. You can go on, you know, line and order them, and they're really great for a lot of different things. My husband sometimes will use them if he's like smoking some stuff outside, or in the grill and stuff, to add the water, that way it doesn't dry up. Okay, when I put that in there, let me get, see if I can find it. Spatula. Get everything out, because you want to get it all. I'm going to get all out, all the goodies, all the goodness. Okay. Now, this one is ready to be put in the oven, but I'm not going to do it just yet, because I'm going to put them all in at the same time. I would like for them to be all ready at the same time. But I'm going to pour this in here, because these little bowls, they don't give you enough space to mix in. I need to buy me some bigger bowls like this blue one. This blue one is great. I love it. If you don't get a little flour on you in the kitchen, you ain't doing it right. There's flour all over the counter. Y'all probably can't see that, but trust me. And mix, mix, mix. And we're going to pour it in here. Like I say, I already put the Pam stuff on there, and they will be ready to just be put in the oven here in a minute. Never done a video about me doing some cooking. This was all about, you know, the animals and stuff like that, which that's, you know, great. Maybe I want to see something different. Add a little bit different content to the page, and, you know, stuff like that. Because trust me, there'll be lots of content in the spring and summer. There'll be a lot of different changes going on. So, yeah, there'll be a lot of different changes going on. I'm gonna pour this in here. I'm gonna have to do dishes. My oven's ready to go. It has already beeped. Like I say, it's at 350. And we'll stick them in for about 45 minutes. I'll put the timer on the stove and I'll check them. And if they're not ready, then we'll leave them in for a little bit longer. Come on. Stuff starts to thicken up once it sits for a minute. Like I say, don't add too much extra flour, because then you have real floury banana bread. And pan go in here. Everything poured in nice and smoothly. it in a while. Yesterday I made some homemade topatillos, which are flautas. We butchered some chickens, like our Cornish chickens, and we butchered those, and I used those for the meat inside, and it was great. It was really, really good. We tend to grow, you know, our own chickens and our own stuff like that. We do videos, y'all see it. So, all right, so we're gonna put this in the oven, 350, 35 minutes, and I'm gonna put my timer, 45, start. So 45 minutes, I put that in there. Okay, now, this is just gonna be a bunch of cleaning up. Shouldn't take too long to clean up dishes. Just you wouldn't think it. Did I add all those bananas? Yes. I have a compost bucket. Usually we'll put scraps and stuff, like eggshells and scraps and stuff like that, into the compost bucket. It's on the back porch at the moment. I had to use it. Or I had some stuff in here and I dumped the stuff in the compost bin outside. Which in summer I'm going to revamp those too. So there may be a video of revamping the compost bins. So right now I'm just going to wash one of these bowls and put the stuff in it. Oh, it's not on the counter. But from right here at this window, I can see all of my chickens. I can see the goats, the cow. I can see the rabbits. Just from my kitchen window. It's funny because everybody can see me too, and whenever it's time to eat, they all line up at the gate ready to eat. They know when it's feeding time. Okay, got my towel over here. Wipe this down real good. I'm gonna go ahead and throw these eggshells in here. May not do the banana fertilizer. I don't have a big jar that I can actually put it in, so I'll just throw this out in the compost pile. But if y'all ever, you know, if you ever think about doing a compost pile, you can throw pretty much anything in it, just not meat and not like human feces and stuff like that. That's not okay. But you can put, you know, banana peels, eggshells. What else can you put? You know, your scraps, your chicken, kitchen scraps, like your vegetables, you know, stuff like that. Potato peelings. Old potatoes, but be careful because I've done that before, and you don't have to be careful, but I had potatoes growing out of my compost pile, which was really funny. And one time I threw, I guess, an old pumpkin in there, and we had a great big pumpkin about this big. It grew up on the pallet, and it was just seeding on the pallet and kept growing and growing. I just left it there. It looked really neat. It was really cool. I'm gonna finish washing these dishes and we'll get on to the next step here. Y'all can hear that beeping sound. It sounds like a truck backing up, but that's the incubator. It's got about three dozen eggs in it, and some duck eggs are in there. We have some of our meat eggs in there, our mixed eggs. They finally, well, one started laying, so I started putting all her eggs in the incubator. So we have the breast chickens now. Which I'm going to do a video on those whenever it kind of gets warmed up. This might be a very long and boring video, but you ain't doing nothing else. You can just sit there and watch somebody cook some banana bread. That's what I do. I turn on YouTube and just watch people do random stuff. Okay, let's finish wiping down stuff. Get everything back in order here. Okay, now put this over here. So let's get to the real point of this video. whenever I go to the grocery store, we tend to buy extra stuff like flour, sugar, beans, rice. I tend to pick up a lot of those things. If sometimes the store will have them 2 for $5. The 2 for $5, I'll get two, I'll get maybe 6 of these, or 2 for $5. So what we do, or beans, I'll get bags of beans. Sometimes these will be on sale. The beans in this bag will be on sale. This is a 4-pound bag. I think I paid $3.99 for it, which may be expensive when I can probably get a great big bag, for probably cheaper. But what I do is, whenever I bring them home, we straight put them in the freezer, because that's gonna kill any. Let's say if it has any weevil bugs or any kind of anything in it, it's gonna kill it. So let's say we leave that in there for about a week. We're gonna leave that in there for a week. Typically, you can. So I put this stuff in mason jars. These already come with the lid. I think I got these at Walmart. They had them on sale. I don't remember how much, but that's awfully tight on there. That's a good thing. Okay, so I'll open them all up and I'll get them all out and ready to go. But the main thing I want to show you is the sealer. I bought a sealer off of Amazon, and it's called a vacuum sealer kit. And it's really neat because it comes with this lid. It has this lid for the smaller lids, like these. These are, what are these? These are 12 pint, 16 ounce. So this is for that one. And then it comes with a bigger one. It comes with this great big one. I don't know if y'all got to see that. But if you can see the difference in size, this one fits down in there. So this is going to be for the bigger mason jars to put on top. But it all, it comes with your instructions and all that stuff. It also comes with this hand one. If you don't have a vacuum sealer yourself, I have 2 of these vacuum sealers. This one I use mainly for this because it doesn't vacuum seal that good. But they have the hand one. I've never used this, so I guess technically you put it on top and then it'll seal it itself. I've never used that, but I do love this little sealer. It's amazing. It is loud. I will let you know that it is loud. Well, down in there. But I would like to demonstrate, if y'all want, if this, if you don't have a way to store your flour or your sugar or stuff like that. Sorry, somebody just walked in. But I need to be quiet. Shh. But I'm doing a video. If you don't have anywhere to store them, you can pour them in here. I'll show you with the beans, because the flour, it takes longer. So technically, open this. I don't wash the beans or anything. I just put them in like that, because they're not really being used. They're being stored. You can buy those silica packets, the little silica packets, and you can stick down in your beans and your rice. With your flour, I'm not sure if it will do it or not, but I just pour in. And I do still, on candy they say to leave a headspace, a quarter headspace. On these, I do leave a headspace still. So, I don't know if y'all can see that, but about that much headspace I do leave. That way it can give it, it can vacuum seal it out. So, I'm going to actually move it down here. I don't know if that's going to work, but let's see if I can move. I'm going to put you down low for just a second. So, you will take this lid, well no, what am I doing? You're going to put the lid back on, just like this. You're not going to put the screw lid on, you're just going to put the ring on, the lid part on. And you're going to take this and you're going to push it down on top, so it fits perfectly like this right here. And then you take the little suction that goes with it. One end goes in here, one end goes in here, one end goes in the machine. Make sure mine closes on the side. It closes on this side right here. That way it doesn't open. And you're gonna push seal. Well, actually vacuum seal. Sorry, I did that backwards. So vacuum seal. It's supposed to suck. Whoops. It's supposed to suck out all the air that is in there. So it stopped. So that means that it's finished. It's gonna seal it. You're gonna take this out. Well, you're gonna, and then you'll take it off. Perfectly sealed. This is not gonna come off unless if you really, it's not coming off. You'll have to, pry it off. So then you take your lid and you put it on there, and you can put your date. You can put a date when you sealed it, what it is, if you want to put whatever it is, like a sticker on there. But that's how you do that. And you would do flour the same way. The flour takes a little bit longer whenever you put it in there. I don't know if it's because maybe it has more moisture or something in the flour, I'm not sure. But that's how we seal our beans. We do our rice this way. What else have we done? We do different kind of beans also. Different beans, different rices, stuff like that. Just anything kind of dry food. You want to do dry food this way. And this is the best way that I figured out how we can do it without, keeping buckets and buckets and buckets of dry food sitting around, which I do have. Don't get me wrong, I do it that way also. But yeah, like I say, this is a really easy way to seal your food. I mean, you clip this on and you go and do whatever you need to, and then you come back and you do another one. So like at this point, I would just pour another batch in, put my lid on, let it sit, walk off, go do laundry, go clean, go vacuum or something, and then come back. Put your little sealer on there. And yes, you do want to wipe the rim. I still wipe the rim. I didn't on these, but because these jars are brand new, they shouldn't have anything on them. But you can wipe the rim just to make sure it gets that really good seal that it's supposed to. And I'm not an expert at this either, don't get me wrong. I haven't had this little machine very long, but I really like it. And I know there's others out there that may do better, but I'm gonna use what works for me and my family. And you'll find out what works for you and your family. This one works perfect, that's fine. Maybe later on I can upgrade to another one. Because eventually I'll have to upgrade my food savers too. I bought one. It's been a while since I bought it, but like I say, my first food saver, for some reason it doesn't like sealing anymore. I've cleaned everything on the inside and it just doesn't seal. But I bought my other one and it does great. But I kept this one because it does this little mechanism, with the little suction tube and stuff like that, where my other one, it doesn't do that. But that's fine. It's not a big deal. I can always pull them both out at the same time. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's, we don't do a lot of canning here. I don't really know how to can, so that's going to be another step in my future to figure out, how to can and stuff. Now, I did do applesauce. I have done applesauce. Let me grab one of those. So, over the summer last year, I made homemade applesauce. I did can these. We water bathed these. The year before that, I did canned tomatoes. These are straight from my garden. We water bathed these also. My neighbor tends to be able to teach me how to do a little bit, here and there. And I would like to learn how to be able to full on can stuff. So that will be in our future of the homestead. I did do jelly. I did muscadine jelly. We did water bath those also. So, I mean, I have the pressure cooker, or is it a pressure cooker? Yeah, I think it's a pressure cooker. But I have one of those, the Instapots. There we go. I have one of those. I have not used it for canning because, knowing me, something will go wrong and you'll have a hole in the ceiling at my house. But yeah, so that's, kind of what we do around here. I don't always, always just about outside like today. You can't get outside and do anything except other than feed and make sure everybody's got water and is alive. But yeah, so that's what we're doing. And 45 minutes we'll check on our bread, see if our bread's ready to go. If not, like I say, we'll leave it in there a little bit longer. But yeah, so like and subscribe, guys. Hit the notification button, come back and see us, see what we got going on. Lots of, I keep saying lots of changes coming up, but we'll have to see how that goes, But yeah, like and subscribe, see what's going on. And y'all have a good one. Bye.
Bring it back to me. 3 p.m.
45 minutes later. Actually, it was 55 minutes later. You have good, fresh banana bread. Yummy, 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 yummy.
Main thing you're doing, but you're already half-assed.
We're making sacrifices.
Good, fresh banana bread. Homemade banana bread.
Hey, you better bring me some magic.